and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today, guys, we are talking about some of the fantastic partnerships that have been made at the Cardano, or announced, I should say, at the Cardano Summit 2021. We were obviously there yesterday taking in everything that was going on, meeting up with lots of fantastic subscribers, having lots of crypto chat, etc. And, we didn't get out as much content as we wanted to yesterday, so we're kind of going back through some of the footage that we have, and, of course, talking about these partnerships and various different things that actually happened at the Cardano Summit. So what we're going to do in this particular video, we're going to dive into one of the projects specifically, or one of the partnerships specifically, and we're going to be talking about why we think this is a fantastic thing for the Cardano ecosystem, what it all means, and what this could mean long-term for Cardano. So guys, as always, if you find it useful and informative as we get into this, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new, why not subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, we'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right. With all that said, done out of the way, let's get right on into this particular partnership. So Cardano is partnering up with an American telecom service, Dish Network. So this is a strategic partnership, that aims to introduce Cardano blockchain technology to Dish's telecom services, likely to boost Cardano's adoption, obviously, and benefiting Dish's users with 8 million digital identities, or DID, on phone satellites. So huge amount of adoption that is inflowing into the Cardano ecosystem, right? This is not the smallest or the biggest that we've kind of seen, right? But 8 million DIDs on Cardano is a huge deal, right? We often most recently have been talking about Ethiopia and everything that was going on there. That was a 5 million onboarding with digital identities. We have 8 million from Dish here, for example. The adoption is literally just snowballing now, and waiting to see what happens as we move progressively forward with the potential for mass adoption, and I mean mass adoption when it comes to Cardano. Now, obviously, Dish is a Fortune 250 company, right, which is fantastic. So, it's a really strong start to the Cardano Summit 2021, and Charles Hoskinson did announce this partnership between Cardano and Dish, which is, of course, a Fortune 500 American television satellite provider. Absolutely massive, right? So, speaking at the Cardano Summit 2021, Hoskinson did say that while the main idea was to create a network where users can move seamlessly from one space to another, the underlying business infrastructure has remained, ossified. So, in the exact quote is that we think there's a lot of intersection between the use of identity, the movement of data capacity, exchange, and other things that can be done and explored. And it can be done at a scale of millions to tens of millions, and eventually at a global scale. So this is a super exciting relationship. We can't wait to show how it goes. And that's exactly the quote. So some fantastic things obviously came about yesterday. This is a fantastic thing, right? And for those who do not know, do more research on Dish. They're absolutely huge, and it's going to be a real big player to kind of see what Cardano can do at scale, along with Ethiopia, right? But as Hoskinson says, it's about bringing on, millions, tens of millions, and then, bringing it on at a global scale. So according to Hoskinson, millions of Dish users will have network connectivity with Cardano without the influence of centralized corporations. If it becomes successful, it could turn into a default business model for the telecom space, right? And it's going to be huge. We often have World Mobile. We talk about those all the time in relation to Cardano, but now you have Dish as well coming into this space from a telecom service perspective. So Dish is one of the largest telecom services with over 19 million customers that gives users full control over every aspect of their accounts. The company is also one of the first public companies to accept crypto payments. I think that happened back in 2014, and is listed as a Fortune 500 company, or in the top 250, if you will. Now, ADA obviously remains a very strong position. It has pulled back. You did see a little bit of that sell the news event, and we'll just jump down to the chart. We can take a look at this. So on here, we can, of course, see there was a bit of a bump just here when the news broke. We pushed up a little bit with some FOMO, kind of trying to chase that, thinking it was going to go up. But then obviously you started to see this sell the news event, right? Which is rather unfortunate. We slipped down, but have had a bounce. But, we are coming up against that resistance. So being the fact that we are overbought up against that resistance, I do expect, a little bit more of a pullback. But we're finding good support down here as well. This is an area that was previously resistance. So as long as this area holds for us on the Cardano side, we should start to see a nice steady flow. Now, ultimately, this is what you see here in terms of the price speculation of ADA. That's exactly what it is, price speculation. And what we're actually witnessing in terms of everything that's been going on with Dish, Ethiopia, and a handful of other things that are also being built on the ecosystem, is you're going to start see people actually using the network, and that actually will translate into transactional volume. And once you start to see that transactional volume, that's where the speculation kind of decouples from these candles, and actually you start to see something very similar to what happened with Solana. So wherever I find Solana, just here, for example. Now, what you actually tend to find is stuff like this occurs, right? We had that good push to the upside. We can obviously see that we took out over $185, which is a part of our original kind of price expectation. And this is on the back of, not just speculation, but also transactions. And again, the same thing can also be said for if I can find it on the chart here, 1 second. Where are you? Matic. So Matic had a very similar scenario. This is the hourly, but if we come back up into our daily chart, what you can see with Matic is basically once that transactional volume came in, we absolutely moved to the north side, right? And otherwise, you're just trading sideways, right? This is just your speculation stage down here for Matic. The transactions then started to come in when people were building on the ecosystem, and then you started to see that huge move to the upside. And so when it comes to Cardano and ADA, we are still in speculation mode, right? We can see the hype for the smart contracts and everything else that was going on in the bull run. This is all about that kind of good push back to the upside, sell the news events, get pulled down. But ultimately, once we start seeing those transactions come in at absolutely massive scale, this is where the true underlying value of Cardano really comes out, right? So speculation is one thing. You can speculate all the time on various different things. You have those sell the news events. This stuff doesn't bother me because long term, we do know where things are going according to the data that sits in the background here. Of course, some of these things are completely new, so could have a profound effect on where things go in the future as well. So absolutely bullish on ADA. This is fantastic news for Cardano overall. It's good to see a fantastic company like Dish embracing innovation, and of course Cardano at the forefront of that innovation. So I think, guys, this is going to be huge. I do anticipate some fantastic price discovery on the back of this. That's currently speculation, but once that transactional volume comes through and we start seeing millions of people onboarded onto the ecosystem, it's going to be some fantastic days for Cardano ADA holders. I'm not going to go on anymore. Do more research on the company if you want to understand a little bit more about what they do and what they offer. But this is fantastic partnership delivered again by Charles Hoskinson and the team over at 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘𝗧𝗏. And again, I expect more things and some more fantastic things to occur in the near future for Cardano. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Hopefully you have found this video useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you're new, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell. Select all notifications, and you will always be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.